The Gulf Stream is an underwater superhighway of warm, nutrient-rich water. So powerful, it jets an amazing 30 million gallons, 5 knots per second. So vast, it influences the weather of an entire hemisphere. And one of its closest encounters to land includes our next dive sites off the coast of West Palm Beach. Our dive sites are called the Flower Garden and the Breakers. Both sites are drift dives, and with an average depth of 65 feet or less, they're easy dives, perfect for the novice or for the experienced diver who simply wants to go with the flow.
Welcome aboard.
Captain Bill Walker is a veteran of these waters, and with dive master Troy Yost, they're very accommodating for our small team of underwater photographers. In addition to a freshwater tank for our camera gear, his charters also include a cooler filled with beverages and fresh fruit. There's also the customary water cooler, as well as a head below deck. It's a short boat ride to our dive sites, less than 30 minutes, just enough time for Dick and Jarod to set up their camera gear. Before we suit up, let's talk about this dive. It's a drift dive, which means we'll be swimming with the current of the water. In this particular case, it's the Gulf Stream, which will carry us a third to a half mile underwater. A lot of people compare this to the same sensation as flying underwater because you don't have to swim, you just float with the current. Several things to remember about these kinds of dives. One is you want to be diving with a dive master who'll keep sight of the boat. It's also a good idea for you to keep a line of sight of the boat. And finally, you'll want to dive with one of these. It's an inflatable safety sausage. It'll help to locate you if you drift away from the boat. Well, now that we've talked about this dive, let's go check it out. This reef we're diving actually extends as far south as Fort Lauderdale, but it's here on its northern section of West Palm Beach where the fish and plant life are most abundant due to the nutrient-enriched Gulf Stream. And it's here we begin our underwater flight. Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the seatbelt light. Please sit back and enjoy the ride. It's an amazing cluster of color and life, an underwater garden of waving sea fans, barrel sponges, and coral that look like fish, and fish that look like coral, like this scorpion fish that Dick finds camouflaged on the seafloor. With a current under 3 knots, we have the chance to explore. But there are times when the current can be stronger and less friendly for photo opportunities. As with all dives, you deal with what the sea provides, but for us, the conditions here couldn't have been much better. By the way, this is an underwater phone cable that connects the U.S. to the Bahamas. We found several gasping moray eels with a fish-like face and a snake-like body. They use their keen sense of smell and razor-sharp teeth to hunt and feed on other fish. They're usually passive with divers, though they have been known to feed on a diver's finger when provoked. Look, but don't touch is the order with moray eels. And don't forget to glance down between the crevices. You just may spot a moray dancing between the hard spots. Under a ledge, we find a spiny lobster with a sense of curiosity. Listen as it uses its antenna to probe Dick's camera. In warm Florida waters, these large sea insects are common. They have no claws and are carefully protected by state regulation. Not far away, a loggerhead turtle takes a midday siesta, resting between the crevice of a coral's embrace. Loggerheads feed on just about anything they can snatch with their powerful jaws. Routinely, it's lobster, crabs, and other shellfish, but they have been known to fall victim to such items as discarded fish lines and fish nets, and of all things, plastic bags. Also tucked under a crevice is this beautiful nurse shark. Rarely aggressive, unless threatened, these nocturnal creatures hunt at night for their food. Notice the rhythm of a respiration with each gill cycle. We commonly call these kinds of dives fish bowls because of the water's clarity and the abundance of sea life. It's like swimming in a well-stocked aquarium. That is, until you realize an aquarium is man-made, and this is the real thing. This is a window to our amazing underwater world with its complexity, simplicity, and an order beyond our wildest imagination. It's ours to observe, appreciate, and respect. On behalf of the ABC7 Dive Team, I'm Ken Jefferson.